What's going on, everybody? I'm gonna make a quick video on employment in Cambodia for you today. I'm showing on the river. I was just burning up in the sun, but I got in the shade and that cooled off right away. So they say these people living on the river and these boats are all Vietnamese. I see a Khmer flag, but that could just be respect because it's Khmer New Year. So, but yeah, all the Khmer people which are also known, the Cambodians are known as Khmer. Say that they're all Vietnamese. So I'll make a quick video on employment. I moved here from the States. Now I was in the States. I knew I was going to lose my job. So for a month before I lost my job, I was looking for a job. I had the top job in my field, top paying job, best recognized job, most experience, very qualified. So for a month before I lost my job, and then 2 months after I lost my job, I was looking for jobs. I was unable to get a job in the U.S. Completely unable, and overqualified by far for most of the jobs I was applying for. But in my field, it's better to have the more qualified person. It's not like you get paid more. It's a flat rate. It was a tipping position. So I move out to Cambodia. I come out very unprepared. I meet a couple of teachers that help me get all my CV set up, get everything together. So as soon as I get my CV, I go online and start applying for schools to teach. And I applied to 10 different schools, and the very next day I had 6 responses. And I had an interview set up for that day. Now, kind of a annoying thing here is they will just set up the interview for you and expect you to go. So literally, I've had where I had 5 interviews scheduled on one day. They don't ask, they just give you time and they want you to go. And like I said, I got 10 out of 10 positions I applied for. I got 6 responses for interviews. And so I went and interviewed, did good, got the job. They asked me what I wanted. Let me tell you, if you're going to take a teacher position here, the minimum you should take is $10 an hour. $10 an hour, do not go below that number, okay? And you want it really out here, the cap is $2,000 for teachers. I've heard higher, but I haven't met any teachers that are making higher. I've just read online higher, but I know the standard, pretty much the cap is 2 to 18 is what most people or Western, white skin, native speakers are getting paid. Now, if you get anything below $1,600 a month, you should not take that. You should not take that. So also, when you do your CV, also known as a resume, to all of us in the West that I'm used to a resume being in the US. When you do that, you have to include a picture. If you do not wear glasses, put glasses on for the picture. They hold glasses in high regard here as a sign of intelligence. It really doesn't make any sense, but even if you don't have glasses, just put a pair of glasses on. Take your picture, suit and tie, or even a button down and a tie. I go to interview and do the interview fine. Basically you're a salesperson. You're not really an educator. So all they want to make sure that you're going to do is keep that class entertained, keep the kids full of energy, keep it moving along, keep everybody enthused. What they're looking for is a salesperson for their business. So go in there with a positive energy, good outlook. Hey, I'm here. Keep the kids engaged, keep them focused, keep the class moving. We're all a team, work together. Very positive energy, and you're going to get the job nine times out of 10. So when I get done with that interview, the first interview, he goes, well, when you were stepping off the tuk-tuk, you already had the job. Now, this is solely based on appearance. Purely based on appearance. When I got off the tuk-tuk, I already had the job. And it was based on the clothes I was wearing, what my skin color was, what I came off to be as a more Caucasian person. So that's exactly what the man told me, the director of school. As soon as I stepped off the tuk-tuk, I had the job. And so one day I applied, next day I got hired. Following day I was inside doing my processing. The only reason I didn't start the following day is because my passport and my visa's out getting renewed. And it's right before the Khmer holiday, Khmer New Year's. So I couldn't get it done quick enough to start. So otherwise I would have started. So I would have applied, interviewed, processed, and then started all within 4 days. On my first try. On my very first try. Now, all you do before you come here, you have your CV ready online so that you can send it out through email. You also want to print out your CV. Believe it or not, I had a hard time finding a place to print my CVs. If you do, there is a place called Wi-Fi Printing, dead center of the city. That's a good place to go. I had 20 copies. It was a 2-page CV, so it was 40 pages, and they charged me $1.25. I couldn't believe it. But if you bring it, you can spare the travel on the tuk-tuk and the expense, because the tuk-tuk, that's a whole nother story, is going to get you each way. So yeah, it's very easy. In the US, I was trying to get a job for months and months. Here, in one day I got a job. Then I'll follow up with that. I go, well, it was so easy, I'm going to keep applying. The very next day, I had another interview, and I got hired for that job too. Less hours, same pay. But the distance to that job is ridiculous. And that's going to be a major expense out here. If you don't drive a moto, if you don't know how to use a moto, and it's very dangerous, if you're not an experienced moto driver, I wouldn't drive a moto out here. Because you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt. I got hit by a car walking down the street already. And I'm 37 years old. I've never been hit by a car in my life. And I wasn't drunk or anything. I just got hit by a car, and the guy kept moving, ran over my foot too. So when you're looking for schools, you have to consider also the travel expense, because you have a break. Typically you'll work from 7:30 to 11:30, then you have a 2-hour break, then you go back 1:30 to 5:30. So if you have to travel home and your house is a distance, that's another added expense, because you have a 2-hour break. What are you going to do? You're not going to stay there all day. So first day applied, second day got hired, third day processed. Third day got another interview and got hired there also, but it was too far. But they offered me more money and less hours, and the opportunity to make more hours on the weekend. They wanted me to come in and teach a talking class. Where the students would just read, and then we would discuss the topics and talk, so just to practice English for older people. And they offered me, so actually would have been even more money with way less hours, but the distance was really bad. Then 2 days later, I applied again, got hired again, and then I jumped my quote way up. And they want me to do a demo. So they want me to do an hour-long teaching demo, because the HR man said he would have hired me right there on the spot had it been up to him. But I'm asking for so much money that they're going to have the director and the principal to approve me getting, I think I asked for $16 an hour. So, and also that will be less hours. So what I would suggest too, when you come out here, do a bunch. They'll hire you, tell you that you're hired, and then you tell them that you'll get back to them, because you're going to want to feel the price range and look at the areas where you live, the schools and the traveling and everything. Do not sign a contract with anybody until, they're not enforceable, but just don't sign the contract so that way there's no hurt feelings. Test out 10 schools in a week. Go interview and bid them against each other. My last interview, where I asked for the most amount of money, I told them I'm working less hours, getting more money, And the only reason I'm considering the school is because it's closest to my house. So I need to match the money, and then I'm closer to my house. And so, like I said, you come to Cambodia, you come with your CV, you come prepared, you hit all the websites, you email all their HR departments. Within a week, if you don't have a job, I don't know what you're doing wrong. Within a week, if you don't have a job as a Western male, woman, under 40, most of them say under 40. I don't know why. So if you're over 40, they won't even look at your CV. And I would say that's probably 70% have that specification that you have to be under 40. Remember, guys, we are salespeople. You're not educators. You are salespeople. And if you're a good person like me, you're going to want to see the kids do good. And that's another thing. I guess a lot of teachers come in and they have the qualifications and they throw the books down. You do not want to come off as that to these people. You want to come off enthused, excited, ready to go, ready to keep your class motivated and learn and engaged, and that's what they're looking for. Somebody to sell. You're a sales. Think sales. Think sales. And always remember, there's only one rule in Cambodia. There are no rules.